Hey, it's your boy BT, Brendan Taylor. You're watching Fifth Street Gym on South Beach. You're watching True School Sports.
You know, look, the cash king in the heavyweight division is Anthony Joshua. It's not even close. It's not even a competition. He's the unified champion. He brings in the most money.
He's a freaking national treasure in the UK.
Yeah, and no matter where he fights, he brings in crowds. He fills out arenas. And then you get Deontay Wilder claiming to be the king, but he can't sell out his living room, bro. They've got to give free tickets away.
They do. They got to pay for the events, and then they say, like, I've heard people who are Wilder fans say, "Oh well, we just want to see the fights. You know, you guys should sit here talking about fans and money and purse splits, but like, we only talk about it because this is what influences negotiations."
Yeah, because then, like, for example, you know, people say, I'm not going to mention names or anything like that.
Yeah.
But they say, oh, it should be 50-50 or even 60-40. But, you know, in boxing there's something called pricing yourself out of a fight.
Correct.
So, if you're, because, you know, you only get paid what you're worth, what you bring in. Yeah? For example, me and you go into business.
Yep.
Yeah? And our business is doing £100,000 a year, for example, yeah. But I'm putting in all the work and I'm bringing in 80 grand. You're bringing in 20 grand, and you say no, but I deserve 50-50.
Yeah, we're on the same team.
We're on the same team. Why don't I get 50-50? And I say, bro, do the work and you'll get 50-50. Bring in the money and you'll get 50-50. But all you get what you put in, man. You know. And what do you want me to give you my money? Is that what you want?
Yeah.
These guys wouldn't give $10 of their own money to somebody else, bro. And you want Wilder to get millions of dollars from Anthony Joshua? You want Anthony Joshua to give him millions out of his own pocket?
Yeah.
Is that fair?
No.
Come on, man. It's you know, wherever you're worth, that's what you're gonna get. I'm not saying that he shouldn't ask for a few million more. Yeah, because that's negotiations, and you try to milk it. But when you're trying to say I deserve 50% or 40%. When you don't bring in, you can't even bring in 8,000 people. For example, I'm just giving out a number. Just, you know, say they fought in America and the arena's 20,000.
Yeah.
Where do you think the bulk of the fans are going to come from?
The UK,
probably. Even if they're not from the UK, they're going to be Anthony Joshua supporters. Yeah, pay-per-views. Who's gonna
Anthony Joshua?
Anthony Joshua, yeah. So for you to ask for ridiculous amounts of money, you're pricing yourself out of the fight. So you can't say, "Oh, Anthony Joshua is ducking Wilder because Wilder's sending him offers, and he's saying no." Well, he's pricing yourself out. Give him a reasonable offer, and then if he rejects it, you can claim that he's ducking Wilder.
Yeah.
Then there's a claim to be made. But until that happens, stop it with that, man, because Anthony Joshua offered him loads of contracts. He rejected. The Zone offered him a contract. He rejected. And you know, they were saying, it wasn't guaranteed Anthony Joshua fight. Well, that's even better, bro. You're gonna fight 3 bums and get $100 million.
Yeah.
That's even better. But there's no way they're going to give you $100 million to fight 3 bums. That's not going to happen. The reason they offered you that $100 million is for 2 fights with Anthony Joshua. That's where all the money was going to be made. They ain't going to pay you $100 million to fight nobodies when you can't even fill in arenas by yourself, which is 16,000. It's not going to happen.
I used to always say, like, if Wilder really believed in himself like he said he does, he could have taken that DAZN deal. He could have fought Joshua twice. He knocks him out. Let's say he just knocks him out 2 times and then he beats Brazil as well. He could have retired undefeated, beating Anthony Joshua undisputed.
He would have been the cash cow of the boxing. He could have
been as one of the greatest heavyweights.
And and then he would have been earning $100 million a fight. You know what I mean? All them fans would have been now Wilder fans.
And I think that those wins would have made him even like finally get the credit he deserves in America. What he's been seeking for in America, he would have got it.
He would have got it. He would have got it outside America because British fans, they give due credit to a fighter. Yeah, whether they beat the British fighter or not. If they beat him clearly, they give due respect to him. They won't hate on him.
No, I know that. So I'm just saying it's a bit harder in America because boxing isn't the biggest. Like, it's not like a mainstream sport like in America, like it is here.
It should be, man.
It should be, but it's not.
How old it is, man?
Because like don't get me wrong. If it's a big fight, people will tune in. But like, I'm talking about your everyday average Joe on the street. They don't really know who Gervonta Davis or Deontay Wilder is the way people in the UK would know Anthony Joshua. Or
they're the big ones. Forget the big ones, yeah. Our C-level fighters get paid millions.
Yeah, Josh Warrington is a star here.
Yeah, he gets paid millions.
He has commercials.
Yeah, man. So, you know, in the UK, the thing is with British fans, they support their people to the fullest. And that's why our C-level fighters make more money than a lot of A-level American fighters.
Yeah.
The money at the moment for boxing is in the UK. Back in the day, it was America. There's no doubt about that. Yeah.
But the pendulum has swung, and even being in America, I'm American and a proud one. Like, I acknowledge that. Like, look, UK is doing this thing.
Yeah, it's like that's why Prince Naseem and that, and they, you know, all the guys, they wanted to go to America, Madison Square Garden. That was their dream.
That was the Mecca.
That was the Mecca. It still is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In reality, it's it is. Even though there's more money in Britain, but Madison Square Garden, that's so many great fighters have fought there. That it's just got that
has that
prestige in it.
Yeah,
it's got honor. So, but I don't know, man. But money now in the UK is crazy, man, for boxing.
It's a golden age for UK
it's
boxing.
Golden age, it is, man. If you want, that's why a lot of even American fighters are signing with Eddie Hearn.
A lot of top American fighters, young American fighters.
Yeah, that's why prospects coming up, deadly fighters, they'll be because they know the money is here. If you want to get paid, make your name here. You're gonna get paid dope. Because they don't really care if you're American or not. If you're on British TV and you're fighting in America, fighting in Britain, they're gonna tune in and watch it. Man.
If you can fight at a high level,
they're gonna watch it and love it. So, but you know, I hope that it does become the sport it was in America.
Yeah.
You know, before Tyson's era, and well, it was. I hope it
I hope so too. I'm hoping so too. But it's tough though. It's tough.
Because there's so many other sports. What?
Basketball, American football,
yeah,
baseball,
they're like
hockey,
massive, aren't they?
Yeah,
they're like
huge.
humongous.
You don't even understand. Like the way the Premier League would be here is how American football is in America.
Really?
Yeah, that's how it is in America.
Really, yo. So, is that your national?
I mean, it is now. I mean, to me, baseball is really the real American sport. But as far as popularity, popularity, it's American football. No doubt about it. I mean, these American football stadiums are 70, 80,000, 90,000.
Or just like a Premiership.
The Dallas Cowboys Stadium, where I think Earl Spence fought Mikey Garcia there. The Dallas Cowboys Stadium was about 115,000 seats.
Oh, it's all open.
Yeah,
okay.
Huge.
Like,
one of the biggest stadiums in the world.
So how did it happen to boxing? I don't understand. What went wrong in American boxing for that to happen?
I had this conversation with my friend Raphael Dawkins the other day, and I told him that it was a combination of things. Number one, I would say kind of like I know we have Wilder, but like after Wilder, the American heavyweights really aren't. There's not really that many top.
No, I don't mean that. You know, like boxing was at a pedestal.
No, I'm explaining to you why. Because the American heavyweight hasn't been very prominent over the last 10, 15 years. There's been a lot of good American heavyweights.
Okay, yeah.
And that's where that boxing goes
anywhere. Yeah, anywhere. Heavyweights are the ones.
Heavyweights goes. We haven't had that. That's number one. Two would be that I would say probably after like the late 80s, every 4 years when the Olympics would come, I think America began to invest less and less in the amateur program because they didn't have as many of the top athletes boxing anymore. America wound up losing a lot of the top athletes to like American football because, you can play American football in high school, or you guys call it the primary school, or no, it's called primary school. What do you call it? Like 9th through 12th grade. Like
secondary school.
Secondary school. So you can be in secondary school. You can play American football. If you're any good, these colleges will be scouting you. They'll
give you scholarships.
So they're looking at like, okay, well, why would I go box and get my brains beaten out when I can go get an education and get a scholarship and play American football?
Still get brain damage, even football.
No, you can, but at least if you get it.
I watched a few. I don't know how it works in that.
Yeah, but it's brutal.
It's like the guy will be standing there, he's nowhere near the ball, and the guy will just come running 100 miles per hour and just bang him out.
It is brutal, but you know, at least you have that, you know, education to fall back on if your brains are still there.
Okay,
Yeah, so you know, there's that, and the thing is too, like, they don't even like back in the 80s, like the '84 Olympic team, Holyfield, Pernell Whitaker, those guys.
Yeah.
When those guys made the Olympic team, before the Olympic team started, everyone knew who they were because the Olympic boxing trials to make the Olympic team were on network television.
Yeah.
Now that's not the case. Like, that's not the case anymore. So the Olympians don't get the exposure. The amateur programs don't get the exposure, and America is losing a lot of its top, like, really great athletes to American football. Like, I think Teddy Atlas said this one time. He said the best fighter in the heavyweight division from America is playing in the NFL.
Yeah, yeah.
So
it's like, you know, Amir Khan.
Mm.
Yeah. You know, he wasn't the best.
yeah.
Yeah, because he never transitioned into a good heavyweight. He had amateur style.
Mm.
He was a multi-millionaire before he fought his first professional fight
Yeah, because he
in the UK.
won the Olympic
Yeah.
silver medal.
Silver medal. He was
At
like 17 years old.
17 years old. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was a millionaire before he stepped into the ring, which I don't think happens in America, does it?
It's nah. I can't think of anything off top. No.
Same as Anthony Joshua, gold medalist. He'll be a millionaire before he steps into the ring, bro. Because the sponsors will be picking him up left, right, and centre, and that's where most of your money comes from.
Sponsorships, yeah.
So you know Nike. You put it Nike and all that, but it's Nike.
Yeah, Nike.
Adidas.
Nike, Adidas.
You know, all these big companies will be sponsoring him. One of them.
Yeah.
He's going to have both Nike and Adidas, yeah. But you'll get big sponsorship from big companies, and they're minted before they step foot into the ring.
And that sometimes can play on a fighter. A lot of times can play on a fighter's like hunger and dedication to the sport.
Mm.
Now, obviously, you're already successful, but you know, when you get it so early, what's the point?
Yeah. It's like I think that's what happened to Anthony Joshua in the Ruiz fight, personally.
The first one, yeah.
Because look how young he is. Yeah, he's got generational wealth already. Generational wealth. He's already got it.
Made a fortune in boxing.
Yeah, he made a fortune. Yeah. So when he fought Andy Ruiz, he was too relaxed. Yeah, he did. You know that hunger what a fighter normally has. He didn't have. He had it in the rematch.
Yeah.
But he brought it back. He lost all that muscle. Like I've been telling you for years that he needs to come down to like 35 to 37. Something underneath there, and he'd be a much better fighter in a boxer. But he done it. And it's like he's got the hunger back. And that's what you need, the hunger. Prince Naseem could have been someone great, truly great. But he was so young. He retired at, 28, 29 years old,
Yeah.
He made so much money, bro. Yeah, do you know the 2 years running in a row?
Mm-hmm.
Like they give, which athletes made the most amount of money in that year?
Like the Forbes.
For 2 years in a row, he made the most money in England, bro.
He was probably the biggest star in England.
Yeah. Bro, you seen his entrance, he had swag.
I mean, listen, he's one of the few British fighters that when he came to America, it went over well. Because a lot of times the Brits come to America and they don't really catch on with the American.
Because he had swag, bro.
He had swag.
Style.
I know Americans who say, yo, Prince Naseem was my favorite fighter.
Yeah, he was. He had style. And most of his fights, I think he had 34 fights or something?
Yeah.
He had
knockouts.
32 knockouts.
Featherweight. Doing that.
Yeah.
Big time stuff.
So, he could truly be, Brendan Ingle, he says to her once on camera, he goes, if he keeps the work ethic, he goes, I'll come to the gym and open it up at 7 o'clock and my fighters start coming in. He goes, Prince Naseem is already in there and he's already sweating
at 7
from head to toe.
Yeah.
So I don't know how long he's been in there, probably at 4 in the morning since then. He goes, if he keeps that up, he won't lose, not anytime soon. As soon as he stops doing that, he'll lose. And that's what happened.
Yeah.
See, and because he left Frank Warren.
Yep.
Because don't forget, they're like 10 brothers, bro. You know what I mean? He had a massive family in it, yeah. So his brothers got promoting license, and his last few fights they promoted it. So all that money went into the family, all of it, yeah. So he made so much money in them last couple of years. When he got to the Brera fight,
there
was only one way that was gonna go.
It was
he wasn't making weight. He just about made weight, yeah. And you know, like when you're trying,
Yeah,
imagine
kill
how big
yourself,
he was.
you know.
Yeah, he was killing himself to make weight, and then he wasn't training properly. Even you must have seen the documentary Manny Stewart. Because I'm not happy with him at all. Yeah.
Didn't he have like 2 trainers at one point? Like
Huh?
yeah, Manny Stewart training him. Like remember at one point in his career, I think it might have been for the Barrera fight. He had 2 guys training him once. It was Manny Stewart and some other guy.
Nah, I think it was just Manny Stewart. I
can't
can't remember another guy. It could have been, but I don't know. But Manny Stewart was saying, no, I'm not happy with him at all because his work ethic and his training, it was all-time low, bro. And then Barrera was a banger, but he come into that fight, turned into a boxer. You know what I mean? And Prince Naseem couldn't do nothing against him. It was a close fight. It wasn't as bad as people think it was.
Yeah, he got killed.
Yeah, like he got like absolutely 120. It was nothing like that.
Yeah.
It was a lot closer than people think it was. But still, he lost, and he should have never lost to Barrera. I don't think he would have lost if he had that same hunger. And I think if he would have stayed with the Ingle gym,
he probably would have been.
he probably would have.
Would have went better for him.
Yeah, but like he was like super rich, bro. By the time he retired, just from boxing, he made £80 million.
Prince Naseem.
Yeah, just from boxing, bro. Never mind the sponsors and all that.
You can see he's eating good these days.
Oh, he's massive, man. He's so fat. I don't believe it, man.
He's making up for lost time.
Bro, as soon as he retired, he started getting big. Now he's obese. And you know how tall he is, isn't it?
It's like 5'5".
5'2".
Really?
Yeah, he's tiny, man. But you know, he could have been someone great. And I remember when he first started and even the first few years and become a champion, he goes, I'm going to be a legend. And he could have been. But he just never... Money, I guess, spoils it.
My name is Rachel McDonough, and this is my friend. Hi, I'm Susanna. And we're here at the beautiful Madison Square Garden for the big fight. And you are watching True School Sports.